Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Gridiron Weekly. Although some of you can't see our faces, you probably remember
That's
what we
probably
look like.
better.
Oh, there we are. There we are.
That's probably better.
A couple good-looking guys here.
Yeah.
I'm joined tonight by John. We don't have Bill because Bill is he's volunteering with blind children tonight. I don't know what he's doing with them,
Yeah.
but that's where he is tonight. So we're gonna have from It's a Wrap Sports. We're gonna have a special guest star, Mike Loro. Come on, brother. There he is. There he is. The
Fine.
man, the myth, the legend. He is a Penn State fan, so I'll forgive him for that. All the Philly stuff, he's Philly, nothing to do about that. But anyway, you guys know how we run the show. We do college football, we do NFL football. We added a new segment. I just kind of did it unilaterally, where we're going to start with the draft. We have a couple, draft is late April, 25th, 26th, something like that. So in the NFL part, we're going to do team needs. We're going to start with we're going to do it in draft order. So we're going to start with the Raiders. But as always, we start with the quote unquote amateurs. I don't know if they're amateurs any longer, but we're going to start with them. And we're just going to jump right into it. And we're going to start with the first question. And we're going to have Mike start us off since he is a special guest. All right. First question we're going to talk about transfer portal. We all know where we live in this day and age in the NCAA football. We have transfer portals. We have NIL. We have so much moving and shaking. It's unbelievable. So basically, I threw a couple teams in there. Who had the most impactful transfers offseason? I just picked the big names because it was easy. Texas A&M, LSU, Notre Dame, Houston, but there's tons out there that you guys can go after. And conversely, which team do you think was hurt the most by player departure? That'll be a little tougher because I found it a little hard to searching rosters of teams because everybody looked like they plussed up. So we're going to start with Mike. Mike, just give us a team or two. I mean, you could start with your hometown team that you cover, but give us a team or two you thought that did well, and maybe one or two you think that were kind of impacted negatively. Go ahead, brother. We can't hear a mute.
There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. I'm going to get started with Penn State. I liked they had a lot of transfers in, but they also had a lot of detractors. Yeah, I'm a belief of if you're going to have this transfer portal, it should be after the season is done. This stuff with guys leaving. While teams are still in the college, playoffs, like that killed Penn State a year ago. If you remember when they played Notre Dame, Drew Aller got banged up in that game, and they could have went to a Bo Pabula in that, but he had already declared that he was leaving
to Missouri,
right to Missouri, so he was already gone. Like to me, I feel like that they should move that timeline to after the championship game. It's not that long. It really isn't.
Right.
So, same thing with the coaches too. Like, come on. Like, I'm going to bring up Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin took the majority of Ole Miss's staff. I was surprised they even got to where they got to in this college football playoff, with them losing as much as they lost, especially in the coaching field. So my biggest takeaway is just talking about, like I said, with Penn State, a lot of Matt Campbell's guys followed him from Ames to come over here and play. I think that's going to help Penn State a little bit. I don't feel like the Big Ten is as strong. Like I should say, the guys up top who were always up top are not. They've really kind of taken a beating. Ohio State's lost a lot of coaches and players. Okay, Michigan was kind of on the way back up. But the new blood of the Big Ten coming in, like Oregon, Indiana, USC, I felt like they've all gotten better with this. So, I felt like overall, like you said, the majority of the teams got better. I will tell you a team in college football who got hurt and got decimated by this. JMU.
Yeah.
James Madison. They have done so much to kind of build that. They got absolutely crushed in this transfer portal. They got crushed. And I don't know. They got crushed. They kind of, what happened to them kind of happened. What happened with Coastal Carolina a couple of years ago?
Yep.
When they got real good?
Yep.
Same thing, man. And, this transfer portal is supposed to help everybody. And you know what? And it's not helping these teams. These guys, they're getting players that are leaving there and going someplace else. Going to I feel like the biggest sham of college football is Colorado.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like Deion can bring in 4 more Hall of Famers. It's not going to go and
right.
what's going on.
Right.
So and I just think it's funny because they get that like they're trying to recruit this kid now. I kind of saw it today on YouTube. High school senior. This kid's 6'3", like 230 pounds, maybe even like 225. He plays linebacker, and he's already committed to go into Colorado. And I'm going, if you want a college football program and you want to go play, Colorado's not where you want to go.
Yeah. Right.
No, he wants
You know,
to
like-
an SEC body.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to go play football and you're a linebacker, you're either going to the SEC or you're going to the Big Ten.
Big Ten. Yep.
There's where you want to go. Like, and to me, like this kid, I saw his, game footage. He's a beast. But
Hey, Mike,
I feel like
you like Rocco Beck?
I haven't seen enough of him. And I'm going to be honest. I do watch a lot of college football. I did see some games with him. I wasn't kind of impressed what I saw of him.
Right.
Do I think he can be somebody that can go in and fill in a year? That's fine. I'm really surprised that Drunken Miller up and rolled out, or Drunken Miller, the kid from this past year. I'm surprised he really opted out because he was only a freshman.
He went to Tech. He went to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, of course.
Drunkenmeyer. Yeah, he went and followed his coach. Yeah.
Yeah, and again,
that's an interesting point. All right, get in there, John. Talk to me, buddy.
One thing that I thought lost is Alabama. I think they've had a tough, they've lost 22 players here and there. They missed out to the Texas. I think the running back committed to Alabama, then he uncommitted to Hollywood. He goes to Texas instead of stays at Alabama. I think a lot of those Nick Saban guys are gone now too. Anything that had any connection to him. And I think they had a tough one this year. I think it's a very difficult. They lost the guy to, I don't even know, Ohio State picked off one of their offensive linemen. So
two big time players.
Two.
So what do you make about Arthur Smith going to Ohio State? I did not see that coming, man.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either. And I guess just keep rotating them in. I mean, what do we go from from Chip Kelly to this guy to that guy to I loved Hartline. I always have. Yeah. I kind of wanted him before Ryan Day. Yeah. At that point, I was hoping Hartline would be the head coach before Day was. But Arthur Smith. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know what to think of it. It was bizarre and it caught me off guard.
He doesn't run a sexy offense. If they had said Cliff Kingsbury went there, I'd be like, wow, Ohio State's going to be flying, But Arthur Smith is a run first guy. Max protect, couple routes. I don't know if that's modern day college football.
No, I know. No, I don't know, man. They like Mike said. I mean, there's a step has been taken back by Ohio State. I mean, I was looking at their schedule. They go to Texas. They have a tough schedule this year. Could they end up with 3 losses? Sure, easily. You can easily see a point where they have 3. Because I'm not quite sure about Julian Sayin, honestly. I don't know what I'm seeing yet. Jeremiah Smith, as great as he is, I mean, wasn't that great of a year last year?
It's hard because the entire focus of the offense is him, and the defense knows that. So, White helped out a little bit, but you need that 3-headed beast there. You need that running game. There's 2 running backs were just incredible last year. They won the championship. Go ahead, Mike.
I got a question for you, JR. Is you guys still keeping Matt Patricia? Is he still going to stick around for the defense?
Yeah, he's right. He's still there. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. There's some probably NFL players. Well, I could think of one right here in Buffalo that would love him. They could use a coordinator right now. So yeah, he's still there. But wow, kind of surprised. Good point.
I
totally
like I said, if you're looking at that, Ryan Day's really kind of surrounded himself with. I mean, you got Arthur Smith coming in. I'm not a big fan of his offense either. I thought his offense is very bland.
Yeah.
And to me, the guy keeps getting jobs though.
I know.
What was it, a couple years ago, right, when he was down in Atlanta? Like, everybody was like, oh, my God, this guy's an offensive genius. I think he came from Tennessee, right, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he hit lightning in a bottle with a young King Henry, and he got as much as he could out of Tannehill because Tannehill was young too.
Yeah, and but ever since I've watched him, I didn't see nothing spectacular with
who his dad is, right?
No.
His dad is the owner of FedEx.
Oh, really?
The dude is loaded. I mean, we're talking like, mega. I mean, he's worth probably, I don't know, what's FedEx worth? A couple billion?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So he's the heir to that money, which is insane. He doesn't have to work at all. All right, we're gonna keep going. We were talking about, you brought up Mike. You brought up Lane Kiffin at LSU. We got Whittingham going to Michigan. Really, truly, probably saving their football, because they were looking at a death penalty. Really, they really were.
Yeah.
They still may. They still may.
Right. You're right. So this time we're going to start off with John. Tell us who you think is going to have the biggest impact and why.
All right, let me give you one that I think is could be a huge success, or will crash and probably burn so quick it could happen mid-season. Who knows? But I think there's something about Pat Fitzgerald in Michigan State. I feel like that could be something great for them, because, or you've got that feeling it could explode. I don't know. You just never. It feels very volatile, and I think though that could be a good one for them. I guess James Franklin, to me, because going to Virginia Tech, it's just perfect. I don't even know the favor that Penn State did. I guess in a way, it couldn't be a better place. I really think he's got a chance. He could win the ACC, sure. He could make the playoff. He could win 9-10 games, and I'd assume everyone would be happy there.
They'd put a statue. Trust me, my son's graduated from there in 25. They'd put a statue up.
Yeah, I think he'll probably do really.
Mike, it's easier. It is for him. That is, like John said, it is. You can't get a better fit than that.
Yeah, I hear you, but from watching this guy for over a decade, he won't. He will choke a game away. Dabo Sweeney will own him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. Plain and simple. I will tell you, after year 5. If you go back and watch my show with Pat Bernard when we used to do P&M in the AM, we have a guy, Mike Bolger, who's a sideline reporter for them. I went head-to-head with him, and I said, you guys call him this great coach? I was like, he sucks. I was like, he makes no in-game adjustments. He cannot beat a top 25 team. I was like, and he turtles up to Ohio State and Michigan every year. I was like, you tell me what's so great about that. I said he had a great run last year. I said the team won in spite of him.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed in Jim Knowles this year, because I watched Jim Knowles from afar with Ohio State. And I'm sorry, I felt like Penn State's defense was every bit as good as Ohio State's defense. Yeah. Okay, with the players that we've had. And Jim Knowles, I don't know if they just didn't buy into his system or what. I don't even know if they're even bringing him back. I don't even know if he's back or what. I don't know if Campbell decided to keep him. But, for me, James Franklin, I think down there they'll kind of be okay. But I will tell you this, they will lose to Clemson and Miami every year. Because, that's just how he is.
Yeah, they changed up the ACC schedule, so they're not going to face – their schedule next year is easy. He can win 9-10 games right off the bat. He has a – John, anybody else you're thinking of?
Other than the thing is, I don't really know them. I watched North Texas a couple times, so I know they're fun and everything else. The guy, Eric Morris, Oklahoma State, that just seems like it's going to be a fun team, and maybe that could be a huge thing there. He brought his the wide receiver and the quarterback with him. Yeah. So I kind of throw him in that mix. I might as well. I'm going the Penn State guy, Matt Campbell. I thought was just a blessing for them. I don't know how it happened, but it did. And that guy, I wanted the Bears to actually hire him at one point to be their head coach last year before before I thought Johnson was coming. So that might have been huge for them. What a nice, maybe even a change in intensity. I don't know between Campbell and Franklin. I think he's like a perfect Penn State guy, but you would know better than that, Mike.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of our fan base was clamoring for Matt Rule. And as a guy who lives in Philadelphia, I like what Matt Rule did for Temple. I really did, but I did not want Matt Rule. Matt Rule is just a little better version of James Franklin. Yeah. He can't win big games either. And I kind of seen that over time, in the Big Ten with him playing with Nebraska. He kind of hasn't done what he said he was going to do when he got there. So I'm happy with what Penn State got with Matt Campbell. Now, I think, we're going to have to give him a year or two to get his right recruits in and everything else to go forward. But, I kind of like the direction they're going in. And like I said, as far as like Franklin goes, like I said, I've been wanting him out of here after year 5.
Yeah.
I've been clamoring for the last 7 years. I told him I'd even drive him to the airport.
So, Mike, you were talking about James Madison. They bring in Billy Napier, an SEC coach. I know because they did get a lot of players went to UCLA. They lost their very best players to Indiana. But you bring in an SEC coach to the Sun Belt. You think he can attract? It's a small school. It's Harrisonburg, Virginia. But they've caught lightning in a bottle. Recently. Do you think he brings in any of those, Florida guys or anything like that?
Most definitely. I think so. I think he can take some of those guys from Florida, bring them big fish into the small pond, as per se, and go into the Sun Belt. They did take a big hit, but Billy Napier's got a little, he's got a name out there in the college world. So I mean, he'll be able to recruit down there. JMU, James Madison's become kind of a household name in college football now.
Yeah.
So one of the teams, guys, I actually, you have it listed here on your episode sheet here, about kind of a team that you think is going to be that wasn't very well good, but I think could be better next year. I'm going to say it now, UCLA. I think UCLA is going to be very, very good next year. Also, I'm going to give you another team out of the Big Ten, too. I want you to keep your eye on Northwestern. I thought Northwestern had a pretty solid team this year. They're returning most of their guys back, and they did really well in the transfer portal.
Yeah. It's so hard, though. It's Fitzgerald. I mean, what Fitzgerald did there was unbelievable because it is a tough place. Because, I mean, you're talking about, education is a priority. Same with Duke and same with those other large universities. So even Indiana. So what he did there was pretty awesome. But they did well. They hung in games. They hung with Ohio State, for the first half.
Dude, they hung with everybody that they played. I mean, listen, they did the week before Penn State played Oregon. I watched Oregon go into Northwestern, and they struggled bad. And I was like, that's what gave me confidence. I was like, oh, wow, like they're really struggling with Northwestern, not realizing Northwestern was going to be better than what they were because I watched Penn State lose to Oregon, and then Northwestern came into Beaver Stadium just a few weeks after that and beat Penn State. So I was like, wow, okay, this Northwestern team, they're feisty, and they had a really good defense. And I think they're going to be, like I said, the two teams I think in the Big Ten that can really, really kind of turn it around and have a really, really good year and strong years as both UCLA, because UCLA was winning games last year just off of just a change of voice of the room. And it all started with the Penn State game. All started with that game, and they kind of went on a tear for a few weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
So I'm waiting to see. I think going to the ACC, I liked the way Ole Miss played this year. I think even with Lane Kiffin kind of rolling out and how well they did, I think that could be a stepping stone going forward for them. Everybody's expecting LSU to make this major turnaround because Kiffin is. I think that's going to take some time.
All right, that's a perfect segue, Mike, and you're going to start us off. Speaking about quarterbacks transferring, right? Indiana obviously got Fernando Mendoza from Cal. Now they've got Josh Weaver from TCU. It kind of looks like this is really the trend in college football. Get that veteran quarterback, bring his favorite wideout or something like that. I mean, you look at it just happened. John, you were just talking about North Texas. So, Mike, give us a transfer quarterback that you think can be the next big star out of all these guys that swap teams.
I'm probably going to say the kid that went to oh man, it's skipping my mind right now. Not was it Kiff? Yeah, Kiffin's. No, Chambliss didn't go with him, didn't he?
No, he's fighting for an extra year.
Right. So I'm trying to remember who else. Who did you say transferred with their quarterback?
With their receiver, the kid from North Texas went to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I think that will be a very good situation because they're playing in the Big 12.
Yeah, and they got T. Boone Pickens money. They got that old money there.
Yeah.
And they got Warren Buffett alum there too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, think about it again, Mike. What about Rocco Becht? He's kind of a baller. He's not small. He's 6'1.5", 6'2". His dad's tough. When I watched Iowa State, I was impressed with that kid. I kind of was, man. He took a beating. And you add that big. The only reason I asked you about him is because now you add that Big Ten offensive line, right? To protect him more. You think he's? I mean, you think he can break out? What do you think?
Yeah, I do, because actually his tight end came with him, and I like that kid. I think he's very tough, and for me to seeing what what their roster is right now, you're losing Singleton, you're losing Allen, but they have their running backs right now, like that, to me, I feel like can really, really help out as far as helping Rocco back out. If you're looking at it where I'm looking at him right now, Kobe Howard as the wide receiver, I love him.
Yep.
You're also going to see a kid named Samuel, Lydrick Samuel. Okay, he redshirted last year, but he's from the Bronx. I like him. Him and LeVar Arrington Jr. actually both wear number 11. So
I can't wait to see that.
I cannot wait to see him either, because they say he's really, really, ready to go and play. I'm looking.
Go ahead.
I'm actually looking now at their. I'm trying to look for the kid. Jack Lambert's. I don't know if it's his grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah, quarterback. He's actually a redshirt freshman.
Stop. Quarterback?
Yeah, redshirt junior. I'm sorry, redshirt junior. He's from Hempstead, North Carolina. I'm actually looking for their running back. I think this might be him. Quentin Martin.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. He is a sophomore. He's the one that kind of got some reps behind Allen and Singleton this year. I think them running the ball with him and throwing to the tight end that came with him, that came with Beck.
Who's a good tight end.
Yes, he's very good. And
good.
He's a dragger. Like the few games I saw Iowa State play, he kind of stood out to me. Catches the ball, very hard to bring down.
Yeah.
So you have that, and you also have the one kid that was coming back, 87. He's coming back too this year. So they have a kind of a dual threat there at tight end. So I mean, I think you're right. I think getting him behind that Big Ten.
Yeah, that's why I think it's gonna be good. John, jump in there. What do you think, man?
No, the kid from Duke going to Miami, Mensa. The quarterback. I mean, I would assume with as athletic as he is, he's like 6'3", whatever. That whole deal, and the way things are. And he's got Malachi Tony. He brought I think he brought a guy from Duke with him.
It's so unbelievable. Yeah.
This guy could be a Heisman. I'm curious, as to how good he could be. And of course, it's Miami, so he'll get all the spotlight right away just because it's a hurricane.
Plus, he won the freaking ACC championship game.
That too, yeah. Right.
I mean, that's insane to go to the national championship, come back with a quarterback that won the freaking ACC championship. Now is on our team,
and that's the flaw of all of it. We can't. That's what I mean. How much the way this is going is not going the way of the college football that I like. I mean, I'm not.
Go back to JMU. If you're them, I'm scouring these rosters and looking for those second and third string guys and be like, hey, look, man, we're going to elevate you. I mean, we're going to cherry pick your depth, right?
Right.
You're making, what does Ohio State give you? They're giving $50,000 now. We're going to give it $150,000, something like that.
Right.
But all right, we're going to move on to our next question.
Just
John,
before you guys
off. Go ahead.
Before you
Mike.
guys do that, the kid's name I was trying to remember, the other tight end for Penn State, was Andrew Rapila.
Yes.
And I couldn't think of his name off hand. That's why I kind of had to go back over the roster real quick. Yeah. And the other kid, the running back was Cam. Damn, it was just up Arrowwell. It was Cam something. Him and the other kid I was talking about, they kind of split time. So they kind of have a 1-2 punch again. That's going to be their 1-2 punch going forward because they're both sophomores this year.
Yeah.
So again,
they're my dark horse in the Big Ten already. All right, John, here we go, brother. So thinking about the Heisman, you're heading into next year. I think the obvious Heisman favorite is everybody's going to be looking at Arch Manning, right?
Yep.
But I think Ohio State has too. I really do. I think they have Sand and Smith. I mean, can they be electric? Anybody else you can think of? Anybody below the line? I mean, obviously, all the money's going to be on Arch. It just is. He's got NFL pedigree, just like the Rocco Becks of the world, NFL pedigree. All these players like LeVar Arrington Jr., all these players that have NFL. You had Jeremiah Trotter's kid. One played in Clemson. The other kid plays as a linebacker in Missouri. So they look for that. But any dark horse you can think of that somebody's going to just jump off the page?
There's a couple. I mean, Levitt in LSU. I don't see why he shouldn't be.
Oh my God, I forgot about him. Yeah,
in the mix all year, of course, with him.
Yeah,
I assumed Hoover and Signetti will put him in good positions to succeed, and he'll be there just because they'll win a bunch of games and he'll do well. The kid from Miami, and then the guy who went to Texas Tech from Cincinnati, Thorsby. I mean, these are going to be some dynamic players that will probably think about this year when we kept doing it on the show, doing our top 5, how that would always change. Just now, next thing you know, here comes Chambliss and here comes this guy. I'm imagining that'll happen. Drew Mestamaker, he could be, maybe. He's a big, but I do like the kid from Miami, Mensa. Sorsby going to Texas Tech, right? That could be great and electric kind of stuff.
I forgot about Sam Levitt going from Arizona State.
Those are my 3.
Lane Kiffin could put up video game numbers. Honestly,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, with that kid. Go ahead, Mike. Jump in there, buddy.
I don't know. I'm going to go with. I like what you're Julian saying also, but I'm going to throw in Dante Moore from Oregon.
Yeah,
and I'm also going to throw in CJ Carr from Notre Dame.
Oh,
it's a good one.
I forgot about those. Yeah. I think we can all agree the money's going to be on Arch, right?
Yeah. I would say
it just is. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, and what's the other kid's name? From A&M, Marcel Reese.
Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah, forgot about him too. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a stacked Heisman race this year because there are players everywhere and in new positions. And a dark horse for me might be I'm not a Penn State fan, but I really want to see what Rocco Beck does in the Big Ten as far as with the additional weapons he has in that big offensive line. I really do. What are we talking about? Somebody's comment. Glad he's staying in school. People forgot Peyton struggled in big games in college in his first 4 years in the pros. Yeah, but Peyton stayed for 4 years at Tennessee. Eli stayed at 4 years at Ole Miss. So yeah, I mean, I think the money's going to be on Arch. We all know that. So
yeah, that's my son. Believe it or not, he's actually chiming in.
Oh, all right. Cool.
He actually called me while I was on. I was like, I had to text him.
I didn't even see the last name.
Yeah. My son is actually he likes college football. He actually is in Louisiana at the moment.
What's he doing down there?
He lives down there. Kind of got away from the East Coast, upper East Coast for a while. So he's down there. So he's a Penn State guy, but he's surrounded by all the LSU people down there. And he's like, so he's like, he always reminds him. He goes, why is it every time when they start getting on him about LSU? He's like, he goes, they never beat Penn State in a bowl game.
Nope. All right, on to our next question. Mike, you'll start us off. We saw Indiana and literally, came out of the blue. And John said, we had some discussion on the show. We kind of, he kind of is very abrasive, and his famous quote is "Google me," which obviously now everybody has to because he's that good. So, John, you start. Any Cinderella team that you think? I'm
going to go with Oklahoma State is the one that I'm thinking of. New coach, bring in the new guys. They got over 50 new guys, I think, in the portal and all that. And, and we might have an offensive genius there in the head coach. So I'm going there, and they got the running back. No, I'm sorry, it's the running back who leads the country in touchdowns, I believe.
Yeah.
That they brought with them from North Texas. North Texas, yeah. Them, and Mike, you brought up it's just because of the connection with Chesney and James Madison. They got UCLA, but I think I said this last week. You get that maybe they could find their way into the playoff or something. And they've never been good, and they're a basketball school, so you kind of get that connection and feel again. So maybe UCLA is somebody.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, but it's kind of a little far fetched. But I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt.
What?
I'm going with Vandy.
All right. Who do they bring in a quarterback to replace Pavia? I don't remember.
Dylan
Raiola should go there or somewhere because he's got to figure out a place to go.
Yeah, I thought Pavia was going back there. I didn't think he declared for the NFL draft.
Yeah, he's at the Senior Bowl right now.
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah.
Damn, I thought he was going back there. Oh, I'll take that back. You know who I'm going to jump on?
Who?
I'll jump on Utah.
Ooh.
On Utah. Yeah. And listen, if you go back, I'm going to be honest with you. If you just go back maybe about a month, right, when the college football season was kind of going on, watch me on Props, Locks, and Parlays, which is on this network every Tuesday night. Me and Paul Spencer. I've been on Vandy all year. I've been on them all year long. Yeah. And I actually, like, Paul would sit there and look at me and go, dude, you're on them again. So, yeah, I'm actually I like Utah. I think Utah coming up this next season, I think they had a rough go about it. But if you look at it, they won 11-2. And they kind of didn't have the typical Utah-type season.
Right.
And they still won 11-2. So, I would look out for them.
I like that. That's good. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We had a difference. We're going to do that almost every week with the NCAA football. Oh, he said Mizzou. Your son said Mizzou. They're good.
Yeah. My son, he always liked them too.
Yeah, they're good. So now we're going to move into the realm of the big boys that play every day of the week and dominate all of the airways whenever they want. So we saw some good games last week. Mike, you're going to start us off. Talk to me about the let's go with the AFC Championship first. What did you see? I mean, what did you like? Just give me an impression. And then that just absolutely bizarre freaking blizzard out of nowhere. Go ahead, Mike.
Denver was who I thought they were. I think if Bo Nix even would have played in that game, I think it would have been the same. A lot of people are saying, well, Stidham played. Denver was who they were. I felt like Denver was a year or two away from being a dominant team. They benefited from a kind of a weak schedule this year. So I look at it like this. I thought New England was the better team. New England won that game. They didn't cover.
Right.
So, but they did win that game. And I just felt like they were the better team. I felt like they had the better defense. And to be honest with you, Mike Vrabel outcoached Sean Payton.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that.
He ran circles around him. And, it was good to see because Payton got a little smug throughout this year. Like when he beat the Eagles, just to give you a little point, when they beat the Eagles here, they put dreams and nightmares on their bus, and he rode around the stadium twice before heading back up to Center City to their hotel.
Yeah, he was definitely right. He was definitely full of himself, and he had to eat some humble pie.
Yeah, I'll tell you by far though, I thought the NFC title game was much more entertaining.
Yeah.
And the thing about it was, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was literally in my plow truck. I had it on. I had a phone on. I got a stand that I put my phone on, and I was literally, while we were just taking a break or whatever, I would go to my NFL Plus and put it on, and I was actually watching the game while we were getting buried with snow.
Oh. So Mike, go back to the AFC. What did you think of New England as far as, like, if you look at who New England beat? They beat, like, the top 5 defenses in the NFL. They started with the Chargers, who was a top 5 defense. Then they went to Houston, who's a top 5 defense. Then they went on to Denver, who was a top 5 defense. Forget the fact of the offenses, and all those games were lacking. No Collins for Houston. No tackles for the Chargers. No quarterback for the Broncos. They still all had top 5 defenses, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think New England's offense struggled, but do you think, if they beat Seattle, another top 5 defense, I don't think it's ever happened in NFL history. What do you think, Mike?
I think if they can run the ball, I think they got a shot. And I'll tell you what, I don't think Seattle's defense is as good as the last 2 defenses they played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Seattle's got a good defense. They do. But I just don't think they're as good as, I don't think they're as good as the Broncos or the Texans. I think the Texans got the best defense in the league. But the problem is the Texans don't have no offensive weapons.
Well, they don't have a quarterback. They need a quarterback.
Yeah.
He turned the ball over 8 times in 2 games.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud had a horrible – he's regressed so bad.
I know.
He's regressed so bad.
Yeah. All right, John, jump in there. What did you think of that AFC Championship game?
It was horrible. Couldn't have been any more boring. It was a tough watch. I don't know. The both teams are just both of them were probably there too soon. I guess maybe it is year 2 for them. May doesn't exactly the same problems you say about all the other ones he has. That's why I don't know how he's an MVP candidate. He'll turn the ball over just as fast, or put it on the ground, or get sacked 60 times, or whatever he got sacked this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It was a down year in the AFC. That's all. I mean, you missed out on the teams that you're used to seeing. No one really took their spot. Really, no one really is there at their level. But I was not impressed with anything I saw there. I've said this on our show about the Broncos, just like Mike said. I've always thought they're kind of a little bit, there's a fraud alert going on there. Yeah. But I also feel it with New England too. There's a little bit there too, just like I felt with even my own Bears. You're playing easy schedules, and you're fattening up on it. You're doing all that.
Nobody talks about that in the NFL, though. They're like, well, you just have to play the teams on the schedule. Yeah. Correct, but they were all last place teams playing much easier schedule. Going with the Hawks just for Leonard Williams and Julian Love, former Giants. Boo! Evan, I liked your comment before. The evil empire is back. Where's Eli?
I mean, I don't think New England.
My son is a diehard Giants fan.
Giants. Yeah. I don't think New England makes it out if there was a decent offense they played. Yeah. If they would have played a decent offense anywhere in here, they're not in the Super Bowl. I don't know who would have.
Here's the thing: this is a team that lost to the worst team in the NFL in the first week, and they kind of got handled by the Raiders. Raiders went into Foxborough and handled them. I mean, they had a good game, and I thought the Patriots were in trouble, and here they are in their 12th appearance in the Super Bowl. It's crazy. All right, John, you start us off with the NFC Championship game.
Wow.
If you like, go ahead.
I did it on Facebook and X and everywhere else. I mean, not that anyone cares, but for the few people that I talk to, you guys, and I apologize to Sam Darnold completely and totally. I am very sorry for everything I ever said about him. That was a great.
John, one more game.
I know, but this is huge right there to do that in the NFC Championship. To battle Stafford like that, no turnovers. I mean, he had a great game. You can't deny what this guy did. I know what I said about him last year in Minnesota and was saying it this year. Well, I'm completely wrong. That was an incredible game. Yeah. And I hope he can do it. I actually really, I was impressed with him, man. I mean, I knew what I'd get out of Stafford, right? You know what you're going to get from him. But Darnold, right? That was the one. That was the question mark. What could this guy going to do? And 3 touchdowns, 346. He was great. Yeah. So I apologize. And it was a great game. Just a great game.
Evan says, but this is a typical Patriot. Anyway, Page is always one with Tom Brady and a great defense. All you need is a great game manager and a good defense. It's true. I mean, you can't argue that. Here's the question I have to both of you, and this infuriates me, and it's infuriated me forever and ever and ever. Just take the freaking points. Take the points. I mean, it would have been 31-30, in Seattle. They would have been up 10-0 in Denver. It's the freaking game that gets you to the game. Take the points. They all count. There's no embarrassment for a field goal. I mean, it's almost as if they're like, she was the last one left. I just wanted to go to prom with my friends. That's what it reminds me of. Take the friggin' points. Mike, what do you say about that?
There's been a lot of that this year in the NFL where, you don't take points. You just, you take points off of the board and then you get stopped.
Right.
I've seen that way too much this year. I think the NFL really, I mean, you want to see an offensive game. So be it. Sometimes you're not going to get an offensive game.
Right.
Sometimes you're going to win a game 12-9.
Right.
It happens. That's why they put field goals in games. So I don't know. For me, I don't know. I guess I grew up watching the Buddy Ryan Eagles, and before that, the Marion Campbell Eagles. They were predicated on defense. So, watching an ugly 10-13-7 game.
That was the Big East growing up.
Not bad.
The NFC East, that's what it was.
Yes, and, I remember watching – I was at an Eagles game, just a little story real quick. I was at an Eagles game in 92. I had the tickets given to me. They were playing the Cardinals. It was the infamous 7 times within the 1 yard line, and the Eagles stopped them all 7 times.
Yes. Yeah.
So you never know what type of game. For me, I loved. I grew up on that. So I'm yelling at kick the damn ball, kick it. It's 3 points.
Right.
And they don't.
Your son's chiming in. He says, coming from a defensive guy who doesn't like seeing the defense put the opposing quarterback on the ground 10 times a game. Sure. Totally agree. John, should they just take the points for the love of God?
Yeah. Yes, take the points. I love defense too. I grew up the same way. I mean, a defense, a good game, a 13-10 game can be a good one.
Yeah.
It can be exciting. It really, I don't think people now believe that, but it's. I saw some great games in the past that were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you had 85 Bears. You had those teams. All right, John. Next question. You're going to start us off. No predictions this week. We'll do those next week. Just your early thoughts. It opened up at a 4.5 point spread, which I thought was a little high, but early thoughts on the Super Bowl. Go ahead.
It's hard for me to believe that Seattle. I guess maybe that's the thing. The line is the question. I don't believe Seattle loses. I can't see a world where they could lose this game unless there's turnovers and Sam Darnold just does what he. I'm not doing it again. I'm not going to do it. But you know what I was going to say? As long as he doesn't do what he's done in the past, there's no way they can lose. They shouldn't lose. Their defense is good enough. Their offense is better than anything they've seen New England in the playoffs, and I don't see how they can lose the game.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. What do you think? Early thoughts.
Early thoughts. I want to see this Patriots offensive line go against this Seahawks defensive line. I want to see them because I want to see Seattle stop this two-headed monster running game of the Patriots. You know, Tremont Stevenson and Henderson.
Yeah.
You know, they're a two-headed monster. But I'll tell you right now where I know for a fact that that Seattle defense this weekend is covering the tight ends.
Yes.
Look for Hunter Henry to have a monster Super Bowl.
And he's an incredible weapon for Drake May.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
he is. And and if you reverse it on the reverse side, the injury to Charbonnet, will he be available? Because if they have to go with just Kenneth,
no, he's out. He's done. Tore his ACL. He's done.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the severity of it. I just knew he was out. Yeah. Okay, so
you're right, and then it's going to hurt him because that kid came in and was shaky. You're absolutely right. That's a great point. Great point.
You know what I mean? And here's the thing too. You know, Vrabel's defense, the one thing they can do is take the tight end away. So you can kiss AJ Barner goodbye. And JSN's not going to have the same success with Christian Gonzalez
on him the whole game.
He's going to have Gonzalez on him the whole game. I like Stephon Diggs in this game. Like, to me, I am rolling with the Patriots in this one. I think that defense is going to get worn out. And they're going to wear them out. They're just going to run the ball at them. You know, they're going to 3 clouds of dust and a first down.
Yeah.
I mean, take the under in points. Take the under in points.
Yeah. Your son chimes in and says thoughts on Shooter getting approval spot. He wasn't the fun. They have to just do. None of these guys want to play a football game. They just don't. You know, they just don't. Go longest pass, longest kick. I like the drone thing where they were dropping the ball higher and higher from the drone. I thought that was cool. Just do like carnival games because they're never actually going to play a football game ever again.
Right.
It's not back in the day where we watched it. You know, it was always a great game. It was the last game of the year. You know, and I remember as a kid being excited to watch it because they hit each other.
Yeah,
you know, they actually played football. You know, so
what was the stadium they used to play at in Hawaii? The one that's like falling apart.
Yeah, they're actually building a brand new one.
Are they really? I know the last one
the
last one that they played out there. I remember Brian Dawkins was like, "Man, people talked about the Vet." He said the Vet looked like a palace compared to this place.
It was a hard rock too. I mean, they were playing on rock. There was
a
carpet laid down. You know, it was crazy. All right, we're going to go to our next questions. There's 2 openings left as of press time today. I think the Cardinals are doing something weird with Ron Rivera. I'd run if I were the Cardinals. So you have the Cardinals and you have the Raiders. The Raiders is weird. It truly is. I don't remember who went first.
Go ahead, don't worry about it.
All right, Mike, get in there. Who do you think is going to go to Arizona? Who do you think is going to go to the Raiders? Go, buddy.
Well, Raiders are going to go defense. Even though they just came off of defense with Gannon. Wow.
No, that's Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I haven't really heard too many people going with him. Don't forget Sean McDermott's still out there, so they could probably bring him in. I don't know, man. I don't know. As far as the Raiders go, you know, I kind of felt like they were kind of hoping they would get Mutkin, but he ended up going to the Browns. So I would look for maybe Cliff Kingsbury. Keep an eye out on him to go to the Raiders.
If the Raiders got Kingsbury as the OC head coach and got Jim Schwartz as the DC, look out for that team because Jim Schwartz can coach D. There's no doubt about that. He can coach defense, as you know.
Yes.
He was in Philly. He's
Yeah.
got a Super Bowl ring from Philly. If they get that combination, man, that's an upgrade for that team, I think. John, what do you think? Who's going there?
I had thought the Raiders and Kubiak, right? I thought they were waiting with him on the Seattle guy. I was guessing or feeling, and I don't know what the hell I'll tell you one guy that Denver better not let Davis Webb leave that building. After listening to those two, Peyton and Bo Nix, go back and forth about his surgeries, that guy must be the buffer between the two because that was insane. It was really funny listening to that whole thing.
Back and forth, but yeah.
I'm Kubiak, and I know I read something about Mike LaFleur and the Cardinals. But why wouldn't they have hired him yet? Like, why don't get the weight?
I don't know.
Right
I
now.
don't get either team what the hell they're waiting for. The Senior Bowl is happening right now. The game's on Saturday. Every team is down there. Like, who do the Raiders have down there? That goofball of an owner?
Yeah, right.
Who thinks his girlfriend likes him for his personality?
The only guy left, right? The only thing you could be waiting for is the Super Bowl, I guess. So it would be Kubiak, and that's it, I think.
Yeah. But what about Arizona? Who the hell are they waiting for?
Yeah, them I don't know what they're doing. No, they don't know. Yeah, they're upset.
So Evan chimes in and says, "This is why you got to be aggressive for your coach." He's right. You go out exactly what the Giants did, and I know that's why he's saying that because the Giants were like, "F you, get on 95 from Baltimore, you go straight, right? You go
right.
95 north, and guess what you hit? You hit the Big Apple. Big question: why have a lot of top OC? What did he say? Big question. A lot of top OC decline the Eagles' OC job. They just hired. Man, that's a slam up dad, I think.
Oh yeah, always, yeah. Like, listen. He's already printing the Super Bowl tickets for next year. I mean, I told him look. I said it was a good hire for them to get Harbaugh, but the main thing was for him to get Monken to come with him. If he would have got Monken to come with him, I'd be worried. But now that Monken didn't come with him, really, who are they going to bring in? Like, I'm waiting to see who he fills out their staff with before I get worried.
You're good. Yeah. I agree with you guys. I do not know what the hell they're waiting for in Arizona. I mean, first of all, I mean, you do have a quarterback, but it's a marketable franchise. You're in the beautiful desert. The stadium's gorgeous. They have facilities out the wazoo, and you do have a quarterback. And if you don't like Kyler Murray, or if you think he's playing video games too much again, he's somebody that's tradable as well. So there's a team out there that wants that player. All right, we're gonna head to you, John. Next question. All right, we have the championship weekends. I know they're going to have another round. We're going to have the Super Bowl, but let's just start with MVP, John. Who do you think?
Stafford. I would think it's got to be it this year. I mean, it's been a down year, right, for that whole thing. But I'd say Stafford would be my MVP.
Mike, who's your MVP?
I want to go different than Stafford because everybody's kind of going to go. But really, who can you go besides him?
Right.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna say Allen because I thought Allen to me, Allen and Jalen Hurts kind of had the same year.
Right.
If you really look at it. Lamar didn't have a good year this year.
Yep.
So I mean, I would have to say Matthew Stafford. I mean, I think he's probably our consensus. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on. Who do you think? As far as the OPY offense player, offense player of the year. Who do you think, John?
I'm sticking with McCaffrey.
Yeah, that dude.
I think he deserves something here, and I think that would be the perfect award. I mean, I know they'll probably give him comeback player of the year, maybe, but I do like him. I mean, I was thinking about Smith and Jigba for a little bit, but I do like McCaffrey. I think it's got to be. He deserves it. I think.
My God. We're coming on 450 touches.
Yeah.
He says, this is what Evan says. Don't you dare compare Jalen Trask to Josh Allen. And he says Arizona has a losing legacy. Nobody wins there, but the weather's great. I mean, it is. Defensive play of the year, I don't think it's anybody else except for
Garrett. Yeah.
I mean, it just has to be because
is he?
Go ahead.
He's angry now. I think this goofball. That's what kills me about him because I don't think he liked the hire here. Who they hired? I think he was hoping it was going to be Schwartz.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, Schwartz left the facility apparently in Brea, Ohio.
It's over. Yeah.
He was so pissed that he didn't. But the thing is, it's hard for this. Norv Turner, I think is a great coordinator. He was just a shit head coach, and he had multiple opportunities. Josh McDaniel, same thing. Terrible head coach, great coordinator. And I think Schwartz is a fantastic coordinator, just like Vic Fangio. They're just not good head coaches. I don't know what it is. That's why I was so shocked that Salah went so quickly. The dude is an incredible – what he did with that battered and beat up 49ers defense, you know? I'm so shocked that he jumped right into it, right back into it.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought Schwartz, man, there's a place up here in Buffalo that I wonder because they need a DC.
What I wonder is Schwartz in San Francisco.
Yeah, why not? But that makes sense.
You're getting all those healthy guys back. You got draft picks, you know.
That makes a lot of sense.
So, Mikey, your son chimed in there and said, "Don't you dare compare Jalen Trash to Josh Allen."
Well, you know, he's a Giants fan, so you know he has to do that.
He's obligated to the bylaws.
Yeah, it's the bylaws. You know, he's going to trash my quarterback as long as he can. That's all right.
So we were talking about defensive player of the year. It can't be anybody else but Myles Garrett, right?
I
mean, he set the record. You know, I mean, I think he's a baller. I do. I think he's really good. I don't think he belongs in Cleveland, but I think he's really good. Yeah,
you know, the Eagles were like that close to acquiring him. They were really, really close. Like they were closest to anybody.
But see, I blame Howie for that. If you're that close, you just throw the other friggin' pick in. What are you thinking, dude?
We kind of, me and Matty B kind of beat him up on that. Yeah, we did because you know he'd be looking real good right about now with Midnight Green.
Oh yeah, if you're a hair away from somebody like that, you just give it. There's nothing. Yeah. I mean, there's no other reason not to do it.
But yeah, I would have to agree. I think Myles Garrett would be your defensive player of the year.
And then offensive player of the year. I mean, McCaffrey, after getting a year's rest, came out and got north of 450 touches. That dude, man, was a beast all year. All year. He got hurt in the final game in the second half, but I think he gets OP. You know, I think he gets offensive player of the year.
I think he gets comeback player of the year.
Well, yeah, he might get two.
I think he gets that. I don't know, man.
Who else on the offensive side, though?
I mean, there was a lot of good. There was pretty good. I don't know. James Cook. James Cook led the league in rushing.
Yeah.
You know, they had the number one rushing offense.
Yeah.
He kind of killed it on the ground this year.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could look for him to be offensive player of the year. Yeah. I think McCaffrey's more comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
I think he can win that, but I would give it to Cook. To be honest with you, dude, James Cook had a great year for Buffalo, man.
He was in beast mode all year for them.
And he was running hard.
He says, "Dart for rookie of the year." I can't. Who else? Who else for rookie of the year?
How about Scatterboo for leg break of the year? Oh, I'm sorry. Is it too soon?
That's a low blow. A low blow from Pops. But you know what you do? You got to punch down every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
You know. All right, Mike, you're going to start us off. This is a brand new segment on our show. We're going to start. We have plenty of days to do it. You know, it might not be every week, but we're going to do team needs insofar as the draft, and we'll add the teams in that don't have first-round picks. So first and foremost, we have the lost. It should be the Lost Vegas Raiders, but we have the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, they have the number one overall pick. Mike, who do they take? Is there any doubt who they take?
No, it's Mendoza. You need a quarterback. Go get him.
What do you think? You like him? He projects well. Who is he in the NFL right now?
I would compare him to like a Jared Goff.
Ooh. You think he's more athletic?
He's more athletic than Goff, but he's got that same type of arm. Like, listen, guys, I'm going to say this. Uh-oh. They went 16-0 this year, but I'm going to tell you right now, they were a blade of grass, and I mean that much of a blade of grass for being 15-1.
Yeah, okay? You're right.
So, but yeah. I will tell you this, man. That kid, Mendoza, listen, he threw that ball with Danny Sutton in his face, ready to bury him.
Yeah.
And he put it where only his receiver could go and get it. And the kid caught it, man. And you've seen it. You've seen it against Miami. You've seen it, you've seen it all playoff long, man. When they had to beat Ohio State twice, they
did.
He did. And so, yeah. And this is what the Raiders need. They need somebody to come in and being able to, he's mature enough to be that guy in the huddle and go, hey, hush. This is what we're doing.
The thing is, though, before I go to John, is I like Mendoza. Great story, great kid. But he seems like Billy Mays. Remember Billy Mays? Just now, 1995. He gets on there and he's got this scripted thing. We're the best team. We stay together. I like my guys. It sounds so scripted, like an infomercial. And he just goes and goes and goes. And maybe that's just the way he is, but that's kind of what he reminds me of. John, jump in there. Any doubt who they take?
No, probably not. Right? They would take him. He reminds me of a Baker Mayfield in a way. I think type. He's tough. I mean, you can't be any tougher. He's gonna lead. He leads by example, obviously. I mean that type. I think Brady likes him a lot from the sound of it. Right. They were on the sidelines there. So yeah, it's got to be him. I mean, wouldn't it be something if they decided to trade out and say no, we don't like it this year. We're just going to get a bunch of picks and we'll go back next year and get our quarterback when there's better ones. But yeah, but I mean, I guess they'll take the quarterback because they probably can't, because they'd have to tank again.
So your son says Zach Bond should be in jail for that hit. I'm assuming it's the hit on Jackson.
Yeah.
No, on Scadaboo.
Tackle. That was a hip drop tackle. I don't care what anybody says. That's what the NFL wanted to get rid of, and they didn't. And then he said, "Pops, for Dante Moore for saying F the Jets, I'll stay in school." Oh, props. Jesus, I thought it was I need my glasses.
Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, well, he would have gone to the Raiders, and I think Dante Moore would have been a hell of a Raider if they decided. But he likely went to one of the other, which I agree with. But yeah, I mean, you look at the Raiders defense. They got Jeremy Chin in the back. They've got obviously they got their line is decent. I think they need some speed at linebacker. They have the best running back from last year. They have a decent. I think they need a wideout and a lineman. Mike, what do they need? As looking at the Raiders a little bit,
they're going to need another. I think they need another edge rusher to compensate Max Crosby. They definitely need that. I think they need linebacking help. They got Devin White, who's 110 years. Think about something. Devin White got released by the Eagles last year.
Right.
Yeah.
So think about that. He couldn't stick on a Super Bowl team. Like he couldn't grasp, Fangio's team. He got beat out by Zach Bond.
Yep.
So that's why Devin White got released. So
Devin, he was a hell of a linebacker. I just think he just took it for granted. Bond was hungrier. I mean, because Devin White was first round pick and he was a beast for Tampa Bay.
Oh, those years in Tampa. Yeah,
I think Bond was hungry because the same draft was Devin White and Devin Bush. Yeah. Devin Bush went to the Steelers, and he's now in Cleveland playing well. So I just think I think White was lazy in Philly. I really think so because he's a hell of an athlete. But I think when he got to Philly, he was just simply lazy. He was out of position, and Fangio, he's like, I can't use this guy. He's out of position. He's missing reads. I remember because I was when you got him, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Now they got fucking Devin White. I was like, great. Now we're going to face Devin White twice a year. But he was lazy, and that's why he ended up in Oakland.
Yeah.
And what do you think about their offense? They got a running back. They got two great tight ends. They have
they're gonna have one after this year though, because Mayer's a free agent.
Who's picking him up? Do you think? Because that guy was a beast coming out of Notre Dame.
I'll tell you right now, he may end up with the Birds because there was talk about the Eagles trying to trade for him last year in the offseason.
Well, you guys do need another tight end.
We do because I got a feeling Dallas Goedert's hitting the free agent market, and we don't have Katera either. Katera is also a free agent, right. So they're going to need somebody to come in and catch the ball. So
who are you keeping? You keeping Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis? You can't keep them both.
I think they can.
Contract. Not with that contract for Hurts.
Sure. As the contract goes up, it gets more team friendly.
Well, yeah, because you just kick it down the road.
No. I'm saying like the way his contract is statured. It's like the last year of his contract where it balloons out.
$97 million. Yeah.
Yeah. So by that time,
the cap will rise. There's no doubt about that. You'll be up around 315.
And they can sign both. They have enough money to go in and sign both.
That would be cool.
But if you're asking me which one I would want, I would keep Carter over. Yeah. I mean, Jordan Davis had a great year this year.
But he was quiet in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been right.
I don't know
so,
how we switched to the Eagles when we're talking about the Raiders. Way to
I
go.
don't know, but anyway, talking about the Raiders. No, we got brought up because of the I'm sorry, we
Tight
got
end.
brought up the tight end.
Yeah.
I personally think they need a left tackle.
Oh yeah.
They definitely need a left tackle, which I could see them going after the kid from Miami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That dude blocks out the freaking sun.
Yes, he's like
His shirt
6'9".
Yeah, shirt
Yeah, he's like 6'9".
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would look. My son is just.
He says whoever spit on Dak, that's my vote. That was Jalen Carter.
Oh Jesus!
Tell him he's got to comment on the show more and get on our other shows.
You know what it is? I think he found out I was on here, so he's like, "Oh, well, let me see what they're doing." So
yeah.
Oh, I'll tell him. He'll probably do it too. But
yeah, I think you're spot on the Raiders. We're just about at that witching hour. But hey, we do it every Thursday. It's great. Mike has his shows on the network. We have a couple on the network. Everybody keep tuning in. Evan, it was great to meet you, brother. Keep the comments coming. They were hilarious. Mikey, thanks for coming on, brother, at last minute. I mean, that was huge just because the 3 is better. It just bounces it off better, evens it out. And we'll always have a blast talking football. We will be back next Thursday. I don't know if Bill might be working with the deaf next Thursday. He did the blind.
Oh no.
He might have the deaf next. We don't know. But John is very familiar with the deaf. If you ever play him in basketball and you're playing against a deaf team, John will just murder them. I mean, he'll kill in the 3s, and they won't even know what hit him.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and lights out buttons.
All righty, guys, have a good one, and don't forget, I got Flyers post game tonight right after this, and Matty B is up right now.